WSEK.
And once again, we're live from Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue on South Highway 27. And I'm sitting next to a fellow that's a little bit shy, but I bet we can get him to say a few words. Can't we, sir?
Oh, shoot this thing. Nolan.
Jerry Clower, good to have you on 96 Country and in Somerset today.
I don't know of any place I'd rather be. It's a beautiful day. I got off to a bad start this morning. We was going to come up here in an airplane and the landing gear busted, but they got it fixed, and I'm here now, and I'll be here until 7 o'clock. And I hope everybody listening to your fine country station will come by here, see where Sonny's is, let me love them, look at them, pat them, and just enjoy being in Somerset. This is my kind of folks, my kind of people, and I'm here. And all of the folks that was here today at noon, and I didn't make it because the plane broke down, please come back now, because I wouldn't sleep tonight, Nolan, knowing that some of them folks come to see me and I didn't get to see them. Come to old Jerry now. It's Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue. What's the name of your country again, son?
96 Country.
96 Country. Oh, I love you more than them it ain't country, I'll tell you that.
Appreciate that. You know, I was in Nashville last year, went to the opera, you performed there, and in the hotel room the next morning I turned on the TV and you were preaching a sermon. You were right there on television.
Well, I've been an active Southern Baptist Christian for 46 years, Nolan. I walked down the aisle in Old Country Church, and I was 13 years old. And I was in Nashville, and they called my agency and said, hey, Jerry's going to be here in the morning. Let him come and make a little talk from the Woodmont Baptist Church. And I did. And they refer to me as a lay preacher. I'm not an ordained preacher, but I love the Lord much as a preacher does. But sometimes, I just tell you the whole truth. I tithe my income to my church. I'm what they call a storehouse tither. I don't know, Nolan, whether you understand that or not, but being from Kentucky, you ought not to be a heathen. You ought to know about giving.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I understand. And I'll give 10% of every dime I make, the first 10% to the church. First Baptist Church, Yazoo City, Mississippi. And not only do I tithe my money, but I tithe my time. I do one tithing date a month. In fact, my last tithing date was in Winchester, Kentucky, last Friday night for the State Kentucky Baptist Brotherhood. So here I am. And that's what I was doing. That was one of my tithing dates, speaking at the Woodmont Baptist Church. And they're kind of a big, highfalutin church. They have money enough to buy a local TV time. And I was on that. That's why you started. Have on that red suit?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah, that was the one. You mentioned Yazoo.
Yes.
Yazoo City, Mississippi. You grew up there. Some of the characters that you talk about, the stories you tell that we all love, were they real people?
Nolan, I grew up at Route 4, Liberty, Mississippi. That's 60 miles due north of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Yazoo City after Mississippi State. That's where I found work, and I've been there for 34 years. But the Ledbetters are real people. I grew up by a family of people that I call the Ledbetters. Ardale, Burnell, Raynell, W.L., Linnell, Odell, Udale, Marcel, Claude, Eugene, and Clovis. And they are real people. And the funniest things in the world, Nolan, actually happens. It ain't things that some creative mind may think up can happen. So I just happened to be telling a story, and I didn't use Marcel's real name. Thank God I didn't. I'm so glad I was that smart. I didn't know he was going to wind up being a household word. But they are real people, and I call them Ledbetter.
Just change the name to protect the
Correct.
Guilty.
guilty. Yeah.
Who is that over there?
This is a fellow that's on in the morning on 96.
What's his name?
His name is Rod Zimmerman.
Zimmerman?
Has a big following here.
Ooh, does he?
Yeah. Oh, he's a big star.
He got an antenna sticking out his head. Is that growing in his head, or is that coming out through that hair?
Well, I was getting ready to tell you, I got the other one removed the other day, and this one's coming off tomorrow.
Okay, that's Zimmerman. You know, I went to Mississippi State.
That's right. I was going to ask you, what do you think about the UK Ole Miss game coming up? Mississippi State coming up.
No, it's Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
University of Kentucky, and it'll be a good ball game. Ole Miss has got a pretty good defense, and it could be close. It could be won by a field goal. But if University of Kentucky gets them whooped, they need to keep them whooped.
That's
when that
right.
Yankee boy run that punt back up at Rutgers, it's just like driving a knife in my heart, because I am a Southeastern Conference devotee. I'm
Right.
for the SEC. And I certainly, when Kentucky plays outside the SEC, I'm for them, you see. Now, Mississippi State has an off weekend. They're not playing this coming weekend, and they play University of Southern Mississippi at Jackson.
That'll be a good game.
But I love it. Basketball season's fixing to start. My preacher's a big basketball fan. I'm going to the SEC tournament. I see a bunch of these Kentucky folks. I know Ralph Hacker and all them folks up at Lexington, and it's just sports. I love sports, and I want anybody that knows anything about sports to come to Sonny's and see me, because I need to pick up all the knowledge I can about everything.
You're in basketball country, I'll tell you that, right here.
Hey, don't tell nobody, but the number one high school basketball player in America is in Sonny's right now.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. Just played for Manchester, what went through the final 16 at Rupp Arena and whooped up on everybody. Oh, yes, Richie Farmer is here right now. Been here since 10 o'clock waiting to see Mr. Clower.
Now, that's a devoted fan.
I done visited with him. He's eating a Sonny's barbecue right now.
Maybe we can visit with him later, the two of you.
You can visit with him if you want to. He just happens to be the best high school basketball player in America.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, you sure can't. And he'll tear it up way out yonder. Them 3-point shots, he just burns the net up. Just nothing but string music. Ain't nobody drove up since we've been talking. I don't believe we getting out. Can anybody hear us?
Hello.
Hey, somebody drive up and blow the horn if you're hearing us on the radio.
Why don't we play the song?
How far out do y'all get?
We should cover this parking lot.
Corbin. Woo, that's why that old man invented that chicken, Corbin.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that's a dirty word here.
Hey, but we got some folks in my church named Barfield, Earl and Catherine Barfield, and they from Corbin. And anybody, do we get out to Corbin?
Yeah, they can hear.
Anybody what's listening to me in Corbin, drive over here and send word to Catherine and Earl Barfield, and I'll tell them that you still love them. I'm glad. Let old Zimmerman have it now and play Top Gum on the. Y'all got my album, ain't you?
You better believe
All
it.
right.
Thank you very much. But coming up right now, we've got another local boy out of Russell Springs. Here's Steve Warner with Linda on 96
Pass
Country.
the beans, Sonny. Pass the beans.